I thought I would film you a little short video seeing how I'm on my lunch break. I'm actually teaching today. You want to see what I'm teaching? Teaching this. And I'm teaching this. Wow. Yes, I'm a developer. Okay, so before I get into your question, let me show you my classroom. My computer is kind of, so you can see my classroom. Okay, and the lights are off because I use a projector and the students can't see my slides or some of the practice that I do. Lakenya Colenburg wrote, "Hi Rachel, thank you for your videos. I find them most helpful. I'm planning on moving to France this coming August. My question for you is, once you made up your mind to move to France, how long did it take you to get there? I have many tellings it is going to take me over a year to move there." Okay, for me, once I made up my mind, how long did it take me to get there? First of all, when I made up my mind, I think that alone was a process for me, and it wasn't a very quick process. My first time to Paris, I went to London first and then to Paris. And after doing the touristy thing and going to the Eiffel Tower, seeing the cities, museums, etc., French restaurants, bakery, croissants. When I got back to San Francisco, I kind of had this nostalgia, and I really enjoyed my trip, the time that I stayed there. And so I kind of got this little ideal in my head, like, hey, what would it be like to experience living in France? So it wasn't until maybe like 6 months later, 6 or 7 months later, that I did a second trip to Europe. And on that second trip, I went again to Paris, and I went to Amsterdam, Brussels, and Bruges. I wanted to visit other cities to make sure the feeling that I was having and what I was thinking, is it true for Paris, or maybe it's just to have an experience in Europe. And so on my second trip, I did less touristy things. I tried to stay and live in areas. I stayed in an area that wasn't near the center. It was actually in the Bastille area that I stayed, and I used to live in the Bastille area as well. And I fell in love with the area, and I felt like I was more blended in with the locals. And so in all, I think after my second trip, the feeling started to sink in. And then when I went to other countries and I started comparing my experience to Paris and other countries, that helped my feeling grow. And then when I went back to the States, I think after like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I made the decisions like, okay, I'm going to do this. So on your second part of your question, you said, how long did it take you to get there? So I think after I went through the process of deciding, which I can just round that up, was probably like a year from visiting twice and deciding, okay, this is what I really want to do. Then I had to go in and make a game plan. So I think in all, my game plan took me a year and a half on my game plan. Note that I already had French class when I was going to Laney College. I used to take classes at Laney College when I was going to school, and I took on some French classes, and then I also took some French classes at San Francisco State University. And when I decided to make it a go, I actually took on more night classes to actually to really learn and try and speak the language. So, and then I took on 2 jobs because I had a job at a time, and then I took on a part-time job. So I was able to save. So I think in all, it took me, I would just round it up from my first trip of just visiting, going a second time a year, and then actually putting things into motion and action. It took me like a year and a half. So I'd say 2 years and a half it took me to move there. So I hope I answer your question. And if you have any more questions, feel free to send them to me. And thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to comment down below, and also go check out my blog, which is RachelHelps.com. There you'll find all my latest articles that I write about living and doing things in France. Also, here is my last video that I put online, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. See you soon.